Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Sunshine. Thank you so much for being here. Recently, I had to go into Sephora to pick up another shade in the Westman Atelier Sun Tone Bronzing Drops. I needed shade 1. I saw a couple of other things that I wanted to try out, and that's what we're going to do today. I picked up the Milk Makeup Cloud Glow Primer, the Basma, the foundation stick. I have wanted to try this thing forever. It's been online for a long time, but in my local Sephora, it was brand new on the shelf, so I had to pick this up. Along with that, this is the Blurring Gloss Balm by Basma. These shades looked absolutely gorgeous, and the formula was very intriguing, so we're going to try this. We are trying out the YSL Make Me Blush in the shade Nude Lavalliere. I hauled this a while ago, but have not had a chance to try it. And last but not least, shade 08 Pansy in the Prada eyeshadows. This was the one eyeshadow palette that I did not get out of the new ones. If you've seen my video, I tried on Peony and Primula and said that I skipped Pansy because it looked too pink. I couldn't resist. It kept calling to me. I had to try it, especially after being disappointed in one of the other shades. I just had to see what Pansy was all about. So I've got her here. We're going to put her on the eyes. I mean, spoiler, I've already got it on my eyes. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so surprised by my thoughts on this palette. So if you would like to see how all of these new things performed, the Sephora sale is coming up. You know, everybody's going to be making decisions about what they're going to purchase, what they're going to pass on, if they're going to purchase anything. I mean, you don't have to participate in the sale. So many opportunities to get discounted makeup throughout the year, not at Sephora. But if you're building a wish list, I wanted to give you my thoughts on these products. So let's get right into it. Okay, we are starting with the Milk Makeup Cloud Glow Primer. I was walking around the store and saw this, and I've never tried it, and squirted it on my hand because I was like, what? A foaming primer? I don't think this was a huge hit, but it looked like something I would like because I don't like primers that are super thick that can add another layer to the skin, and this felt like water. Like it felt like it was just going to melt into the skin. This is the packaging. Yep, it comes out just as a foam. I don't know how this is going to work because it just, like I said, it feels like water. But that was what was appealing to me. Okay, that did leave a beautiful glow. It looks great. It looks very nice. It feels very, hydrating, but not sticky. I'm very excited about the foundation that I got. I hope it doesn't disappoint me. I've never used it. I'd heard really good things about it. I saw that they released a new lip oil. I've never tried anything from the brand. So let's try the foundation. So I got to the Basma foundation stick. I have it in the shade 035. I did just kind of match myself in the store, so I don't know. You know how the lighting in Sephora is so awkward and hard to match. I remember when this first launched, it got really, really rave reviews, and the shade range is huge. It's a very extensive shade range. This is 035. I mean, it looks like it's going to match. It kind of just blends right in with my skin. So far, I mean, that looks great. I'm going to blend it out with my Merit complexion brush. It's a wonderful brush. It really is. Merit has great brushes. Okay, so that blended out so easily. I'm going to see if it is buildable at all. I'm going to put a little bit just around. I feel like I have the most, redness and discoloration. This is a magnetized package. It's very nice. Like it just kind of snaps right on there. Okay, so I just looked at this in my 10 times magnification mirror, like I do every single complexion product that I put on my face. And I have to say, this foundation stick, as of right now I did just put it on, and this is a first impression. This sits nicer than any foundation stick I have ever used. You cannot see it. That is something that is rare for a foundation stick to be undetectable on the skin. The texture is so lightweight on the skin. If you look at the swatch here, it feels so creamy. You know how a lot of foundation sticks, you rub them on, you can see your pores, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't quite sink into the lines and texture on your face. This does, like it just blends out and smooths over the skin, but doesn't get stuck in any texture or pores. I'm very, very impressed with this. I'm going to go in with my Westman Atelier Concealer in Atelier L3. I am just going to very lightly put this under my eyes. I can't get over how nice that foundation stick is sitting on the skin. Now, I had heard about it. People have been talking about that foundation for a long time, but traditionally, me and stick foundations don't get along. There are a few that work for me in the summer. In the winter, they can just show any texture or dryness that like might not be visible, but you put a foundation stick on and then you can see like, oh, look at all that dryness. This one is not doing that. Like this one just looks so smooth and beautiful. I'm impressed with this foundation. Like it's really, really pretty. I'm going to do my brows really quick off camera. I'm going to use my Westman Atelier Balm Brow and my Victoria Beckham Feather Fix. I'm not using the Feather Fix because I like it. I'm using it because I want to use it up because I don't like it. So I'm just like powering through it so that I can get rid of it and not feel bad. You know what I mean? Not feel like I've wasted it. And I don't know if this video is up yet, but I did a Givenchy New Glow Blurring Foundation Wear Test, and I tried on a couple of new products, and one of those products was the Westman Atelier Sun Tone Bronzing Drops. In that video, I tried shade 2, and it was like kind of a disaster. I mean, I brought it back on the rails, luckily, but that shade 2 is clearly too deep for me, too rich, too warm, too pigmented. So I went and picked up shade 1. It was the last one that they had at my local store. So I'm so glad that I was able to find this shade. I mentioned in my video that I didn't purchase this shade initially because I felt like it was too close to Biscuit. However, after swatching them side by side, and I'll do that, it's not as close as I thought. This is Biscuit. It is cooler. And then this is shade 1 in the Westman Atelier Bronzing Drops. I think that these are going to be so much better for me because I really, really struggled with shade 2. They were too intense and I struggled with application, and I was watching back that footage, editing that video, and I was like, why didn't you use a sponge? Because you can see me going back and forth over application methods and what would be the best way to apply these. And I'm thinking it's going to be a sponge. And I'm thinking that I just obviously had a shade that was too pigmented. Picked up a black beauty blender. Like I specifically bought a black one for these bronzing drops because I don't know. I just don't want to use my pink one. I feel like it'll stain it. I just don't want to have to worry about trying to clean bronzing drops out of a beauty blender. So we're going to try the black one, and I'm just going to try to I just put a little bit of it on my hand, and I'm trying to kind of, evenly disperse it so that I don't go in with too much in one spot. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so that is so much better. That is a beautiful shade. Like that's perfect. And it is warm. Again, Sephora lighting, it's so hard to tell what anything actually looks like. Shade 1 to me looked so cool tone. It didn't look like a bronzer shade. You can see that on the skin, it is a bronzer shade, and it's gorgeous. That's so pretty. I'm so happy with that. I really was thinking like, oh my God, are these just patchy and horrible? No, it's just that I couldn't apply enough of it to get an even layer because the shade was so intense. This one I can go in with a little bit more and it looks more natural because it's a lighter shade. So very happy with that. I'm going to set my face and then we're going to move on to blush and this eyeshadow palette that I'm so excited about. I'm going to go in with my Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder and set my face real quick, mainly just the center. Okay, the face is set. We are going to go in with the YSL Make Me Blush. I have not used this yet. It's a very pink shade and I don't even know if it's going to look right with this look, but I want to try it out. I want to see what the formula is like. I want to see what the color looks like. So we are going for it. And hopefully the color is fine. If the color isn't ideal, we can fix it. But I really want to see how this shade looks on the cheeks because I haven't yet. I swatched it and I thought it was going to be like a dusty, it's described as a dusty mauve. It swatched a very bright pink. We'll see. It's a very bright pink. Like, it's so bright. I mean, it's very pretty and very glowy, but to me, it's pretty bright pink. I mean, I'm kind of softening the edges with my foundation brush because I feel like it's a little much. But we're going to put the eye look on and then we'll readjust if we need to. Actually, we're going to do the lip first because I'm super excited about this lip product. It looked absolutely gorgeous in the store. This is the Basma, the Blurring Gloss Balm, a balm gloss lipstick all in one. The shades were absolutely gorgeous. There were only 3 or 4 shades. I got the shade Mauve, incredibly pigmented. Like that is just one stroke. I'm going to line my lips with Matte Cool Spice. I just can't stop using this. It's such a versatile lip liner color. Most things that I put on, it seems to match. So I'm very happy with it. So let's go in with this lip gloss balm stick. Oh my goodness, is this ever gorgeous? Like, look at that. Fully opaque. It's got some type of sweet scent. It's not floral or perfumey. It's like a sweet scent, which I like for lip products. It is very blurring, very smoothing on the lips. I had planned to wait and get these in the sale, but when I saw them in person and swatched them, I was like, ooh, I gotta have one. I gotta have one. And since I was picking this up, I figured I would, try the foundation too, because I'd heard a lot of good things about this when it launched a couple of years ago. Nobody really talks about it anymore. So I just wanted to see how it worked for me. My skin type is pretty normal. I'm not oily and I'm not dry. I'm just normal. I mean, I can lean either of those ways depending on the season, but for the most part, I have pretty balanced normal skin, but it is aging. Let's get into probably the most exciting part of this video, maybe. I don't know. I've been pretty impressed by these products so far. Pretty impressed by everything that I've put on my face so far. But if you've been to my channel before, you might have seen that I did like a Prada eyeshadow video or Prada haul featuring the new eyeshadow palettes. And I was like, oh, I didn't pick up Pansy because it looked too pink. After trying both of the other shades, Peony and Primula, I decided that I needed to try Pansy because it could just be the one. It could be the one that's perfect. So here we go. We have Pansy. This is Pansy. Let's open her up together. I have not opened this or swatched it or even looked at it. So let's see. That is Pansy in all her glory. Does look quite pink. Primula here on the end is absolutely gorgeous, but to me it reads like more fall. I mean, I'll still use it in the summer, but yeah, that is all 3 of the Prada eyeshadow palettes. Actually, since this eyeshadow palette does look quite pinky, I mean, not super pink, but the blush might go. So let's put an eye look on. We'll see if it all comes together. I'm going to start with this pink shade in the middle. I'm going to put that in the crease, kind of as a transition shade. This is like the palette that I was the least drawn to, and it's going to end up being my favorite. I can already tell because that shade is gorgeous. Just that one shade. I'm going to go in with this top shade, and I'm going to put it kind of on the outer corner of the lid. Like it's very pink. I'm not mad at that though. That is looking beautiful. Okay. I'm going to go in with the brown here in the outer corner, kind of lower. That is like a very chocolatey brown and it has some sheen. It has some shimmer. It's really pretty. What? This is a palette I didn't want. Let's go in with this special shade and hope that it is quite special. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. Can you see the green in that? It's wild because like here in front of me, well, I guess it does kind of have some green. Because it's all I have in here next to me, I'm going to take this, the highlighting shade from my Hourglass palette and pop it in the inner corner. It's not a super bright shade on me. In fact, it's like you can see it doesn't do much brightening at all. So I'm quite surprised by the green flip in this color story. I don't know why I thought it was going to be a gold, but I'm liking the kind of green, the green blue that's going on here. I'm going to tightline with my Victoria Beckham, do a tiny wing with my Nars Climax eyeliner, and I will be right back. Okay, we're going to go in with the Armani Vertigo Lift Mascara. I have a mini of this. I'm trying to get my head around it before the Sephora sale to see if it is something that I want to pick up. Okay, so I'm quite shocked by this, by my feelings on kind of all of these products, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm most surprised by my feelings on this Pansy eyeshadow palette, only because it was like the palette that I was least drawn to, you know, in the photos and the swatches. But it's kind of the most, I don't want to say it's the most unique. Primula is quite unique too, in my opinion. So there is Primula and Pansy next to each other. Like, these are similar to me for some reason. Not, I mean, look at, like, it's crazy. The Pansy, I'm looking at it in the monitor, and the special shade down there looks gold, like vibrant gold. On my eyes, I see green and blue and pink. I don't really see gold. These eyeshadows are so soft. Like, the actual eyeshadow formula is incredibly soft. Here are the swatches of Pansy. They're so creamy. Like, look at that special shade. Now, that to me looks like a special shade. It looks like something that you don't see everywhere. Like, it's got some purple in it. It's got green. It does have some gold. It has pink. It's so pretty. I mean, just depending on, look at that. Like, depending on how I tilt my hand, it's totally different colors. On my eyes here, like in the monitor, I just see green. When I look in the mirror, I see pink. So I don't know. I don't know, but to me that feels special. Primula and Pansy are special. There's the special shade in Primula, and that is the special shade in Pansy. And then here's the special shade in Peony. If you can even see it. But like, those are special. You know what I mean? They are special. There's something different. I don't have these shades, and the way that they perform and sit on the eyes is special. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I'm so glad that I picked up Pansy. If I had it all to do over again, I would have only picked up Pansy and Primula, only because Peony to me does not have a special shade. The shadows overall feel soft and buttery and creamy, but the special shade is not special. That's my problem with that palette. Let's go through these products. Let's talk about the Milk Primer. Really nice. One of the claims is that it keeps your makeup from creasing, and that is a problem that I have in my little smile lines. These are new smile lines since I started my breast cancer treatment medication, and everything settles there. Now, not everything, most things settle there. And so I wanted to try this out and see if it would prevent that. And here's the impressive thing. I'm wearing a stick foundation. Stick foundations are notoriously thick and settle into lines and texture, and it's not settling. Now, it's probably a combination of the primer and the actual product, like the weightlessness of this foundation stick. I'm just swatching it on my hand. It just kind of melts into nothing. It's beautiful. I feel like if you have mature skin and you want the convenience of a foundation stick, because they are quite convenient, right? You just burp, 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 burp. Easy to take on the go. Like, they are quite easy to use. I think that this is probably the best foundation stick I have ever used. That's a bold claim. And I haven't worn it all day, right? I've only worn it as long as I've been filming this video. So, it's been on about an hour. It is not settling in my lines. It is not settling in my pores. It sits so beautifully on the skin. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation, especially not a stick foundation. So this is a hit to me. This is a Sephora Sale recommendation, really. The Westman Atelier bronzer, I'm so glad I picked up the lighter shade in it because it is beautiful and it is so much better for my skin tone. I feel so much more comfortable using this. Shade 2, if that video is up, you can see how much I struggle with it, how scared I am of it. Like, it just wasn't a fun experience for me using that shade. It's not the fault of the product. I want to be clear on that. I do not fault the product for my poor decision-making skills. I should not have purchased shade 2. It was not the right shade for me. Shade 1 is the right shade for me, and it's gorgeous. I absolutely love this, and you get so much product for the money. You get an entire ounce. It's beautiful. Love the packaging. This is a win in my book. In the video where I used the shade 2, I wore that for 8.5 hours, and it wore so well. I know that shade 1 will be the same. So yeah, I absolutely love this. This is another thing that I would recommend picking up in the sale. The YSL Make Me Blush. This shade is so beautiful. So beautiful. I do have to say, it's not what I expected. I expected it to be a little more beigey, a little more muted. It's very vibrant. I think actually with Pansy, it works because Pansy is such a pink palette. So I'm very happy that I have this. I can't wait for Prada. Prada's got to release blushes, right? Like, can you imagine? They're going to be so nice. But this formula, the YSL Make Me Blush formula, is a fantastic powder blush formula. Love the color, love the shade, love the packaging. This is another product that I would recommend getting in the sale. The Basma Lip Balm Stick Gloss. Love it. Let me show you the packaging. Like, can you see that you can kind of see in there through it, like the word Basma is sheer, and this shade Mauve is absolutely gorgeous. I would call it a warm mauve. It's not super, super cool, and it's perfect with this eye look. Like, this eyeshadow palette, this blush, and this lip product look, to me, so nice together. Like, they really complement each other. Let's talk about Pansy, one that I did not even have any interest in. The neglected color story. Initially had to have Peony and Primula. I had no interest in Pansy. Looking at the swatches. In the swatches, this looks like a gold to me, like a straight up gold. It wasn't inspiring to me. Might be my favorite. I don't know. Primula is quite gorgeous as well. These two color stories are so beautiful. Just bring them in closer again so you can see. It's so strange how I'm looking in the monitor and these special shades do not look special in real life. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. Like, if I had to pick one, if I could only get one, it would probably be Pansy, only because I feel like it is more wearable year-round for me. It's a little bit easier to wear and not quite as smoky as Primula. Primula, I think, is going to be the go-to eyeshadow palette in the fall for me. This color story is just a gorgeous fall smoky color story. You get a very sultry eye with this. It is absolutely gorgeous, but it's pretty dark. I'm okay with that. I'm fine wearing dark eyeshadow. No matter the season, no matter the time of day. If I were going to recommend one to you, if you're looking at purchasing one of these, maybe in the Sephora sale, Pansy does seem to be a little bit more wearable for me. All right, so that's it for today. That's all I've got. Those are the new products that I purchased ahead of the Sephora sale that I could not wait to get on here and talk about and show you. I'm very, very impressed with the foundation stick, with the primer. I'm very impressed with everything that I purchased. There was not a fail among them, not a single fail among these products. I'm loving everything. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.